What's up mga katropa peeps? This is your Boyo Boy team and welcome to Team's World. Okay mga katropa peeps, for today's vlog, ating pong tunghayan yung aming inatenan na leadership training for January 2019 ng WCA Travels. So, panoorin natin ang discussion ni Ardy, Roberto. At kung bago ka lang sa aking channel, please don't forget to click the red button, the subscribe button, para makasama ka sa pamilyang Tropa Pips. And then click the bell button to be notified every time I post a video. So stay tuned! So nandito kami ngayon sa BGC Bus Terminal dito sa May Ayala. Papunta kami ngayon ng Market. So this is our first time na sumakay dito sa BGC Terminal kasi last time na nagpunta kami ng SM Aura, actually SM Aura punta namin. The first time na napunta kami ng SM Aura, nag-grab kami, is sobrang mahal nung ginastos namin that time. So yun. So, nag-try na namin mag-BGC bus and it's way cheaper dun sa aming naging biyahe last time, and I hope na medyo late na nga lang kami sa pupuntahan namin, but anyway, at least ang importante makarating kami doon at maabutan namin yung speaker. So yun lang, and see you again!
Huwag yung pabayaan yung pamilya. Okay? Huwag yung pabayaan ang pamilya. We have to keep together as one. Okay. So, meron akong tanong. Right now, all of you are leaders. All of you are leaders. I was so inspired by the sharing earlier of the newly promoted, what do you call it? Affiliates, right? And I was really inspired. The affiliates will not get to where they are if they are not leaders. And you will not get to where you want to be if you don't have leadership skill. So my question is, what do you think is the one thing that a leader needs to do, to know or do, so that he will have a limitless life or business? What do you think is that? What is the one thing that a leader needs to do to become successful? Huh? Must serve? What else? What is that one thing? What is that one thing? Ano sa tingin nyo? Health? Can you shout it out? Ano sa tingin nyo? Isang bagay na kailangan nyo. Growth, together, health, what else? Love. Ha? Commitment. Work. Ah, ang daming sagot, ano? Isa lang tanong ko. I only ask for one. What is the one thing? You know, many years ago, I had a business, and before I sold it, called Salt and Light Ventures, and we brought in leadership gurus. So I learned from these leadership gurus. Kilala niyo ba si John Maxwell? Yes! Ayan, naging kaibigan ko si John Maxwell. I brought him to the Philippines and hosted him. And one of the questions that I also asked and is always asked of John Maxwell is this: what is the one thing? And he said, you know what? The one thing leaders need to know is that there is more than one thing. There is more than one thing that leaders need to know and do. That's what he said. Hindi lang isang bagay. Kaya nga, ang daming libro ni John Maxwell, di ba, about leadership? Ano yung mga kanta-kanta yun? Ano yung mga libro niya? Meron siyang 3 things successful people do. Meron pa siyang 4 pillars of leadership. Ano pa? 5 levels of leadership. Ano pa? 7 habits. Oh, hindi kay Maxwell yan, pero there are other books by other gurus Ito, Stephen Covey. Ano pa? Meron pa, oh. 9 things successful people do. Padami ng padami, ano? Ano pa? 10 principles of great leadership. Ano pa? Ma-actual ulit. 15 invaluable laws of growth. At yung pinasikat yan, 21 laws of leadership. At meron pa, dalagdagan pa eh. 26 critical lessons every leader needs to know. Tama na. Dami na. Ano? They need compassion. How many of you answered compassion? Kasama na rin love doon, okay? You know, they need caring, love, friendship. Second, what do you think? Trust. They want a leader that they can trust. Someone who has integrity, someone they can respect, someone who is honest. The third in the survey that came out is hope. Someone who is faithful, you know, can have, imaasahan mo for direction and guidance. Someone who paints a bright future, hope. And the last one is stability. Someone who has strength, support. Someone who is excellent. Nandun yung mga skills, etc. So what I did, I took this survey and created a template, created something that I will believe is easier to remember. Lead with life. Compassion translates to love. Trust translates to integrity. Hope translates to faithfulness or faithful. And stability is really excellence. So now, this is what we're going to go through. This is the lead. Make a decision never to criticize something you don't understand. Minsan kasi kine-criticize natin, hindi lang natin maintindihan. But we lose out because, why? The moment we criticize, we stop learning. How many prospects have you approached? Hindi na maintindihan yung business, criticize na lang nila. Diba? Instead of learning about the business. Right? So, when we stop learning, we stop being a leader. So you have to love learning. You have to love learning. Look at the person next to you. Sabi kanya, love learning.
Love learning.
Love learning. Number 3, choose to love your customers. The life that your people will take care of your customers. And your business will grow limitless. Yun lang po, malasakit lang po ang hinahanap ng maraming tao. Kasi maraming tao, pag uwi nila, walang malasakit sa bahay eh. Number 5, choose to love God and not money. Importante po. Lalo na dito, marami lang yumayaman. Do not be tempted to love money more than God. And make it your idol. King Solomon said, whoever loves money never has money enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with his income. This too is meaningless. Wow. Look at the person next to you. England. So British siya. So though I was poor, I wasn't poor in ambition. I wanted to be rich. So when I was 20, I started a computer gaming company. I worked very, very hard. And my company became one of the biggest computer game companies in Europe. And I became rich. Very, very rich. I was so rich that if I were tired of driving my BMW to work, I could take my helicopter. I expanded my business and soon we were operating in more than 9 countries. Then an offer I couldn't refuse came up my way and I sold my company. With all that money, I started buying even more stuff. Fancy cars like Ferraris, Maseratis, you name it, I had it. I traveled first class. Okay? Ate caviar, partied with the rich and famous. One day I woke up and read this glossy magazine and I was in it. Underneath my picture was the caption, 9th richest in the UK. I looked happy, but I wasn't. I was wearing a mask. I felt empty inside. I had my dream cars, I took dream vacations, but I was living in a nightmare. I discovered that pleasure was like fire. It constantly needs more and more fuel to keep it going. And the more you feed it, the more violent and demanding it gets. There is no peace, so you keep on giving fuel to this violent fire. And it gets to be very tiring. One could get very weary of pleasure. Nakakapagod daw. You know, I started to understand that there's a big difference between pleasure and happiness. Pleasure always has a price tag. New clothes, new car, new vacation. But whatever you buy, it's never enough to keep you happy. For as long as you always need something else. Whereas happiness comes from your relationships. And especially knowing that you're fulfilling God's purpose with your life. So I was very tired of this. Despite that tiredness, I could hardly sleep without getting up in the middle of the night, distressed by my unhappiness. And he says, one night while lying in bed, I cried out to God and asked him, Lord, why am I rich? At least every month. You know, when I became an entrepreneur, I was very aggressive in saying I would save 50% of my income after giving or tithing. Number two, which should be number one, is give pa more. If you give, when you give, you create an abundance mindset. You're saying to yourself, you're saying to God, I trust in you, God. I'm giving this to you. I'm giving this to charity because I know that there is more coming back. Siksik, liglig, at makapaw. Is a statement of faith. Number three, what do you do? Okay, so be generous. Budget, you have to budget giving. Okay, kasama yan, automatic yan, no matter how gipit. Okay? Number three, kung baong kayo sumutang, utang na more, utang na loob. Huwag na umutang. Okay? Lalo na sa credit card, makakain kayo ng interest. Maging debt-free should be your number one priority this year if you are in debt. Because no matter how much you're earning, if you have the habit of getting into debt, it doesn't matter how much you earn. What matters is what is left. Alright? And what else? Number four, magtipid pa more. Okay? Alam ko magta-travel kayo, huwag muna kayo bumili ng mga LV, tsaka ng mga, okay, ng mga, ang tawag doon? Hermes, okay?
Grabe naman.
Gumamit muna kayo ng conference bag. Pero magtipid, mabuhay na simple, okay? If you can live on 50% of your income, live on it. Reject materialism. Reject luho. Okay? Isa ang kwento pero bitin na tayo sa oras. Number 5, magnegosyo pa more. Be enterprising. Create new income streams. You are blessed because you have this business. You have WCA. Okay? I'm very inspired by your team, Owen and Attorney Marlene. Really, the success stories from all over the world. Where can you find a business where you can start that is immediately international? You don't have to carry inventory. You don't have to worry about shipping. It's an ideal business. So take care of this. Okay, may mga ideas sa plan, so usap tayo. But number 6, mag-invest pa more. Create passive income streams. Hindi lang WCA, okay? But learn how to invest in the stock market. Okay, when you're earning from WCA, huwag yung gastusin. Invest it in paupahan, real estate. Okay, si Miriam, dun siya, when I met her, she was already earning from her showbiz income, went into real estate income. And so she has passive income coming in. She would buy properties na mga narimata, na mga na-foreclose, and then papaayos niya, build and sell, or she would just rent it out. So look for alternative incomes as well. And number 7, lastly, mag-aral pa more. Okay, we also have a budget, kami ni Miriam, we have budgets for attending seminars, we have budgets for buying books. So if we want to attend a conference or seminar abroad, meron kaming budget nakalaan just for that. So create a budget just for that. Alright? Yun. And that's how you cure your peritonitis. Relationships. I'll share a personal story with you about being faithful in a relationship. You know, studies show that when a partner gets sick, 80% of spouses, they break up. My first wife was sick of lupus. She passed away. Although, okay na ako with Joshua, but pero 1% lang yung chance niya having a baby or 2% kasi meron siyang apas. Parang immune. Basta laging malalaglag yung baby or laging makukunan kasi apas. Basta, i-research nila yung apas. But you know what? By faith, we didn't give up. We kept on asking the Lord. And she was, a few months ago, at the age of 43, with 1% chance of having a natural pregnancy, Miriam is now pregnant. Congratulations. Tignan mo yung katabi mo. Sabi mo sa kanya, may pag-asa ka. January, Martin Luther King is the hero, my hero in the US, who started the movement so that blacks would have equal rights. Siya yung nagsabi na, I have a dream that my children will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by their abilities. And sabi ni Martin Luther King, if a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets even as Michelangelo painted, or Beethoven composed music, or Shakespeare wrote poetry. He should sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will pause to say, here lived a great street sweeper who did his job well. That is excellence. Hindi pwede yung pwede na. Kung gagawin mo na lang, gawin mo nang mabuti. Ginagawa mo na rin eh. Galingan mo na. Excellence is giving it all you've got. It's working at whatever you're doing with all your heart. So if you're in this business right now, do it with all your heart. Self-fulfilling prophecy. That's why you need to protect yourself when you're in this business. Huwag kayong makikinig dun sa mga nagsasabing na madadapa ka. Instead, surround yourself with people who will encourage you and will tell you what? Coco. So the greater the expectations placed upon people, the better they perform. That's scientific po. It's called the Pygmalion effect. The greater the expectations placed upon your people, the better they perform. So if you expect a lot, you expect your wife, your children, you expect your team members to be, alam ang level ng next, ambassador. Okay? Sabihin mo sa katabi mo, sa team member, I expect you to be an ambassador.
Hindi ako ambassador. Dahil mo director.
I expect you all to be ambassadors. In fact,
yung sana po.
If I'm invited, maybe 5 years from now, dapat nandito kayo lahat.
Okay mga katwapa peeps, so hindi na po ako nakapag outro nung after ng training or leadership training kasi sobrang gabi na nung nakauwi na kami. Nakaalis kami ng Aura ng 7:30 kasi 6:30 natapos yung training. Kumain pa kami sa KFC, nakita pa namin si na Miss Isay, nag-meeting sila ni na Madjo about the upcoming events ng kanilang group. And then, yun nga, 7:30 kami dumating ng market. Hinanap ko pa yung worship generation. By the way, bumili ulit ako ng shirt from worship generation. Ito. Kasi naka-sale sila ng 500 pesos. 500 pesos 2 shirts. So, I don't know lang kung mag-unboxing pa ako. Siguro baka hindi na. But anyway, so yun. Yun nga, nakaalis na kami ng... Ay, kumain pa pala ako ng Sambos. Yung sa Brownies Unlimited. And then, nakaalis kami ng market around 9. nakarating kami ng Ayala around 10. Hindi dahil sa matagal yung biyahe ng bus, because matagal dumating yung bus. Kasi dalawang klase yata yung bus. Yung isa papuntang Ayala, yung isa Letran yata, something. So, ganon. Then, pagdating namin ng Ayala, sumakay pa ulit kami ng city bus, papunta ng Kamuning. Then, pagdating namin ng Kamuning, Kamyas pala dapat bumaba, napalampas kami ng konti. Napaaway pa si Ate Mumadjo sa conductor kasi ayaw kaming ibaba. Kaya siya daw ang tagal namin iasikip. Alam niyo naman pag city bus sa Manila, nagpupuno kahit gitna, standing. So yun, nakasakay kami ng bus around 10 na. Tapos around 10:30 yata or 11 na nakaalis yung bus. Kumain kami ng noodles sa bus, and then dumating kami ng 1:30 sa 1:30 or mga 1 sa San Pablo. Then dumating kami dito sa bahay ng mga 2. So yun, nakatulog ako ng mga 4 kasi nag-try pa ako mag-streaming. So yun. So yun lang mga katropa peeps, and I hope na nag-enjoy kayo sa ating vlog for today. So see you again mga katropa peeps. Okay, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Then don't forget to click the red button to subscribe, and then click the bell button to be notified every time I post a video. So see you again mga katropa peeps.